All right, so this afternoon we're going to give more details about officer-involved shooting that happened on Saturday, the 31st, at 11:16 p.m. at the intersection of Research Boulevard and North Lamar Boulevard. I want to stress that this is an investigation that's ongoing, and this information is preliminary. This is our subject right here, our shooter, so we'll get more into that. I just want to stress by saying these videos that you're going to see are dramatic, and we are extremely fortunate that we're not standing here talking about an officer that's been shot or been killed. There is no doubt, and you'll see that in the video. I want to say that these officers did an extremely brave job, and I'm proud of them. I think they did fantastic work, and you're going to see that. I'd also like to thank our public safety partners, Austin Travis County EMS, Austin Fire Department, and our forensics team. Did a fantastic job. So here we go. Austin Police Department attempted to stop a reported stolen vehicle. The vehicle began to evade officers traveling at a high rate of speed and running through red lights. This initiated a brief traffic pursuit. At 11:21, a collision occurred between the suspect vehicle and a cement pillar along Research Boulevard Service Road. The subject fled, continued to keep fleeing. I believe his tire was flat at that point. Short time later, the subject vehicle struck an uninvolved vehicle at the intersection of Research Boulevard and North Lamar Boulevard. That collision caused the suspect vehicle to spin around and face oncoming traffic. So as you can imagine, he stopped facing oncoming traffic and the police are coming toward him. Officers began to exit their vehicles and the suspect, later identified as Devin Guevara, 18 years old, opened fire on the officers. 4 officers returned fire. Mr. Guevara was struck in the clavicle, and fortunately, again, no officers were injured. After firing his weapon, officers observed Mr. Guevara moving inside the vehicle and instructed him to put his hands out of the vehicle and step out of the vehicle. Mr. Guevara was compliant and exited the vehicle through the driver's side window. He was transported to the hospital where he was treated and released, and then booked into the Travis County Jail. He has been charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault against a public servant, evading a motor vehicle, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. The community member that was inside the uninvolved vehicle that was struck by Mr. Guevara was treated and released with minor injuries as well. 1 officer received minor injuries during the incident but was treated and released. And the officers who discharged their department-approved firearms, here are the following names and their years of service. Officer Joseph Dusler, 2 years, 6 months. Officer Kai Finch, 2 years, 6 months. Officer Martin Vela, 1 year, 8 months. And Officer Vincent Nguyen, 2 years, 6 months. So we have 3 officers that were probably in the same cadet class together. And again, all under 3 years doing this work out here. They've been placed on paid administrative leave, as that is standard. And so at this point, we're going to go ahead and get started with the videos. This is a map of the location. Go ahead, Rudy. And then before you start this is dash camera video from Officer Nguyen.
Red light. Our vehicle almost crashed out. 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Our vehicle looks like it has a flat left tire. It's 1050 into a concrete barrier. It's still going on Research. Service Road southbound coming up on North Lamar. Vehicle. I think vehicle has front left tire or back left tire. It's about to be flat right now. With the green light. Research Service Road southbound in Georgia. 35 miles an hour. It's slowing down significantly. I have no traffic right now. Research Service Road southbound. Sorry, northbound. Research Service Road northbound. Coming up on Peyton Jade. 65 miles an hour. No traffic. When be careful. Okay. 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Start EMS, start EMS. My wrist. Hey, I got lethal.
say you can't get out. Try climbing out the window. Climb out the window. Do it now. He's coming out. Don't get out. He's still flying. Climb out of the window. Climb out the window. Climb all the way out. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep climbing out. Keep climbing out. Face away from me. I'm moving eyes. Jackson, take commands.
At this point, he's telling him to pull his hoodie up. They want him to take his shirt off so they can make sure he doesn't have any weapons in his waistband. Okay, that's it. I do want to say that he fired every single piece of ammunition that he had. There was no ammo left in this vehicle. All right, now we're going to see video from Officer Dusler.
Is anybody certified? Where do you get wrong? It's down to 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Sorry enough, sorry enough.
So these are all his bullets.
The line of fire is going to be westbound. We have shots fired. All officers are on today. We have shots fired, shots taken. Line of fire is westbound, vehicle taking us. What's your 20? Forward research. We're giving our command now.
Okay, that's good. I think at this point just shows him bringing them up. All right, so now we're just going to play this in slow motion. Still shots for you, but that we've circled. Not sure. I don't know if you're going to get much use out of them, but you can see at that point, that's where you can see is with the gun raised. It's kind of hard to tell. All right, so I think we just go ahead and go to the next one. And this is Officer Vela.
Order, is anybody certified? Let me get off. It's down to 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050, 1050. Sorry enough, sorry enough.
So, and that's the, I think this one is the one that gives me honestly the most emotion, because to see those officers and how terrified they must have been being shot at like that, and they're ducking for cover. Again, very dramatic videos. To have an 18-year-old kid make a decision to do this, it's unbelievable to me. But again, the officers did a fantastic job. We had 3 officer-involved shootings for the month of May. Unacceptable, just unacceptable to have this many. And all 3 where guns were being pointed at officers, or they were attempting to pull a gun on an officer. So that is where we are today. So I'm just happy again to report that we don't have any officers that are injured from this, at least physically, anyway. So I'll take a couple questions.
Can you tell me how many shots were fired by the suspect and how many shots were fired by the officer?
So that is still in the investigation. I know that they've got them counted. I don't have that information yet. So at that point, this is, again, we talked about it being preliminary, but that will come out.
Just watching the first video and not seeing the video myself yet, so watching it and realizing how quick that
That's
really
right.
is.
Yep.
Talk to me about split-second moment when they're taking cover, but also firing back and that sort of exchange.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's when that training kicks in. We all talk about that the moment when that training has to, because I don't think that the driver, the one officer didn't even have his car in park. It was that fast. And I think a couple of the officers who didn't shoot and didn't draw, they were kicking themselves. They're like, what, but it was so quick and so fast. So it's just a matter of seconds, and that they reacted. So again, just great job, and it's that is when that training kicks in.
Talk to me about the communication. My first question is, what is 1050? 1050?
Collision.
Okay. After that, but while that officer is driving, I think it's Officer Wynn,
That's right.
he's talking the whole time.
Right.
Northbound, whatever.
That's right.
Talk to me about the communication, and then whenever they start giving the demands to the guy to get out, it's one guy giving the communication.
Right.
Talk to me about
Yeah, and that's
that.
it. Again, part of that training. Anytime, pursuits are high risk, and luckily there was not a lot of traffic. And unfortunately, this, the one innocent person had to get, their vehicle is probably totaled, and they have some small injuries. But it's what's my location? What are my speeds? All of those things you have to be communicating. People need to know where they're converging, where they're coming together. And that whole thing of getting at that felony stop when they get him out of the car, it has to be one voice, because we have seen multiple times throughout the country agencies where multiple directions, multiple instructions are being given, and the person is, who am I supposed to listen to? And so that just causes confusion. So they did a great job of really at that point. I mean, I'm talking, we're looking at the years of time on here. They did a fantastic job of slowing things down and just really, communicating well.
How was the first communication that it was like a stolen car at the beginning?
It was just a reported stolen car the officers picked up.
Can you tell me a little bit about Devin Rivera? Is he from Austin? Did he go
I
to
think
the
he's
high
from
school?
Austin. I think the officers knew him from the neighborhood. I don't know what his juvenile record is. He just turned, he's just 18,
Right.
and now he's facing these absolutely serious charges.
Is he a high school student? He's certainly
I don't know if he's in
underage.
school or not. Like I said, he's 18 years old, and maybe, at 18, he probably should be a senior in high school or just graduated. Yeah.
Do we know where this vehicle was stolen out of?
I do not have that.
We've seen recently, though, teens stealing vehicles.
Right.
This is another teen stealing a vehicle. Talk to me about that. I feel like I've asked this like 3 times in a press
Yeah,
conference
right.
at this point.
Mhm.
It's so much.
Well, and then to take it to a point where it's not a stolen car. This is someone who attempted to kill your police officers in the city. And so, a kid that age, and that's what's terrifying, is a kid, that young, to make a decision that's going to change the rest of his life and affect these cops for the rest of theirs. It's a big deal. Absolutely is. And where did the gun come from? All of those things we have to learn.
Have charges been decided here for him?
Charges, yes. 3 counts of aggravated assault on a public servant, the evading charge for the vehicle, and then I believe receiving stolen property.
Okay. So you have no idea if he maybe stole the car himself yet, or is that yet?
Yeah, I think that's still just being investigated.
So
I
more
think that's.
charges could be coming?
I don't know. I think the more serious is absolutely the aggravated assault for the officers. Those are the ones that are the most serious. At this point, I don't think it as far as the vehicle being stolen is the least of his worries.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the latest news by downloading the CBS Austin News app.